I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, April the 15th, brought to you in part by the American Simmental Association. You know, studies show that the optimal balance between yield grade and quality grade, which naturally work against each other, is brought on by a composite that is made up of a half continental and a half British breed. See what SimGenetics can do for you. Go to simmental.org. This week has just been a kind of a week of looking for direction when we know that we're going down. And we're just trotting along here, and the board acts like it wants to get higher, but it really can't do anything. And we thought we might get higher fat cattle, but we're not getting that. And we're starting to see these feeder cattle drop off the edge. And we're just knowing that we're getting close to really heading down into a deep valley there. Live cattle futures on the June contract now. Wednesday was down $1.12. Thursday was up just 2 cents to end the day on Thursday at 121.75. Feeder cattle on the May contract, Wednesday was down $1.12, and Thursday was unchanged, ending the day on Thursday at 149.92. Your CME live feeder cattle or cash feeder cattle index is at 157.01, so big premium to what the board is trading on the May. We still got April going. There's hardly any trade in there on either live or feeder cattle April, just trying to get in line with cash here. Your real-time index is a whole lot closer to reality at 152.33. But you know, we're headed down. We've had a mild rally in the corn here this week, and corn's going to start drifting up. We've got expectations of a drought in the corn belt. This big rain that's coming across, it's going to help the wheat crop later this week, the end of the week and over the weekend. It's hard to say yet whether it's going to come up and give much help to the corn belt, but as of right now, the corn belt is starting to get seriously dry, and if it does, you can say goodbye to feeder cattle quotes. They're really going to take a dive. Your fats so far this week, we've had a little bit of trade there. Wednesday had a little bit of trade up in Nebraska from 135 to 136, which would have been pretty close to steady. But then Thursday got a quote of 131, and that's with a 2-week pickup. And I'm not sure if the market's down that hard, or if the feedlot that sold them thought that this market's headed down that hard, and they think in 2 weeks we're going to be sub 131. But that's where it was on Thursday there on a 2-week pickup. Now your dress trade's at 215. And just a very, very light trade so far this week. It's going to happen on Friday sometime, but steady so far in the northern plains. Actual slaughter weights on the steers dropped a little bit more this week, with the 2-week-old actual data coming in at 884, which is 3 pounds off of last week. But you know, they're saying that we're pulling a lot of cattle forward, but we're still not seeing those weights drop off like we thought. And we really need a significant drop in those actual steer weights on the carcass side to really give us any indication that we're really getting cleaned up on these cattle and we're real current here. But we continue to see nice slaughter levels. So far through Thursday, the slaughter level's been 444,000. That's 8,000 better than last week, 12,000 better than a year ago. Your box beef cutout values are rising pretty fast, but on light volume. So we've got some things to be positive about, but if you just look out front and it doesn't look very good. Cash feeder cattle in El Reno on Wednesday had 9,600 head. Feeder steers were $2 to $4 lower. You look at some individual quotes on Cattle Market Central there, and I picked out the highest quote so far. I think in the next coming weeks and months we're going to have plenty of quotes that are lower than what people think. But the high quotes I picked out here for this report was Columbus, Nebraska. On Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they had a load of steers weighed 791 at 159. That's a lot better. They've been selling most everywhere else. Coffeyville, Kansas at 2 o'clock on Wednesday also had a big load of steer calves weighing 547, bring 186, and you just don't see that $2 mark hit on the middle fives anymore. That's 3 minutes. We'll talk to you next week.